And welcome back. It's been a minute. I have Gengar in the front. I healed off screen. A sleeping Pokemon blocks away. Well, luckily we have something that'll get through this. So, it's been a minute. And if you don't remember, going for the Super Rod. And we need this tub of lard out of the way. I feel like it should have some special music, but whatever. We have Gengar because it actually just walls it. And we can just Psychic it. And then I think we have a couple trainers left. Wow, that did a lot more. Never mind. I didn't save before this, so if I do kill it, I'll just go grab the other one. Okay, we're just gonna Hypnosis it. Or we would. And this is annoying. If worse comes to worse, that worked out. Never mind, don't need shit. Pokeball. Now it has low catch rate, so I don't expect to catch it right away. Yep. Woke up. Let's try a Hypnosis. Really? Come on. Let's try another Psychic. Wow, this is... I think I might just switch to Venusaur because he's the only one that could really tank this if he does wake up in body slam, or it just in his headbutt, but tank and hit it hard. No. Hypnosis. Thank you. A little late, but thank you. I'll try a Thunderbolt. Let's see how much damage that does. Not that much. We're gonna try it anyway. Maybe we'll get lucky, guys. No. No, we will not. Still working here. I was hoping... Oh, come on. Oh, come on. He didn't even do anything. Just let him fall asleep. Jeez. Just get in the ball. Take the ball, rub it all over your face, get in it, and call it a day. Oh my god. Well. Yep. And that's why you save. I mean, I could, but... There's another one, don't worry about it. Yeah, we have one last trainer. Can we? Yeah, we can't even skip. But we have one last trainer, and then we'll begin the Super Rod, and then we'll go back to Saffron City. I know it's a little stupid, but the Super Rod gives me a bunch of Pokemon to talk about in there. Even though I'm not going to use them, it's still nice. And also, it's kind of a way to show that you can pick up your water type if it's you want to be useful, because there is actually... I'd say about 3 viable water types. Let's try Dark Trio. Actually, it doesn't have an electric move. This was a bad idea. I should have just stayed in. Doesn't matter. I am a physical attacker. But oh well. Now, we'll be doing the rest of this route later. And this is Route 12, by the way, if you don't know where we're at. But this is the guy we were looking for. I'm the fishing guru's brother. Now, the Super Rod is easier to get to than the Good Rod. The Good Rod is in Fuchsia City, which we haven't even touched yet. And we won't be for a little bit. Now, the reason I'm picking this up is because right after we do our stuff in Saffron City, I will be picking up a upgrade to our HM Slave. But I wanted to get it now so I could talk about it in Silph Tower, which, if you haven't figured out, that's where I'm going. And it's a long process. So if you don't know what Silph Tower is, it's a long dungeon in quotes. It's very... You can skip most of the trainers in there, but why would you when you can... just dominate them? They're easy experience, and also it's home to the biggest chunk of trainers in history, I think. I don't know how many trainers are in some of the other bases, but this is a huge floor. I don't understand how this could be this big. Like, if you look at the department store, it's about the same size. So we're going to go one floor at a time. But there's plenty of items. There's the Earthquake TM is in here, so that's valuable. I won't be using it on Dugtrio. I have another team member that I plan on giving it because Dugtrio learns it. So, and I can actually switch out Gengar. I forgot to. But anyway, we picked up the Super Rod, so we have quite a few Pokemon that go along with that. We have, let's start off with, we'll start off with Poliwag from what I remember. Poliwag, I remember it appears in Pallet Town, and since we have Fly, you can easily access it. I think it appears Route 25, 4? I think it also appears there. I keep forgetting to switch, but Poliwag, it evolves into Poliwhirl, which I'll talk about the trade to Jinx and Celadon City, and Cerulean City in a little bit, but just to kind of highlight, Poliwag evolves into Poliwhirl, and then you need the Water Stone to get to Poliwrath, a water fighting type, which is interesting. And it really sucks that you can get it right before the Psychic Gym, and there's plenty of poison types, so its secondary type doesn't even really help it that much. And even if you did get a move, it's decent. It learns Ice Beam, it learns standard water stuff, and it hits decently hard, but there's some water types that are just flat out better. There's one available in Silph Tower later that I'll be talking about, but that's a lot better. So, alright, there's Poliwag. Next one is Tentacool, which you can find in Pallet Town as well, and you can find later in a lot of routes, but we'll just leave Pallet Town. So it's a water poison type, which would automatically knock it some points just for being so goddamn weak to Psychic. And it's also weak to ground. But what's really cool about it is that because of its type, water, it gets, and it's special, it has probably, I think it is the strongest surf in the game. Or I'm thinking of something else in another generation. But Tentacruel, which is what it evolves into, is really strong. Doesn't get the poison moves it really needs, but it can also use some physical moves if need be. And ultimately, if you didn't pick Venusaur and you don't have another poison type that can be abused, like a Psychic type can wreck your team, I could recommend it. But otherwise, next one would be, we'll go with Goldeen, if I remember correctly. Goldeen actually appears in the route we were just on, Route 12. Wow, that actually lived. But Goldeen and in part Seaking are god-awful. They're physical water types, which, if you know anything about Pokemon, you already know that's a bad idea before 4th generation. The sound effect is terrible, but it just don't get it. I would recommend Poliwrath over Tentacruel. Those are two options. I think actually there's only one other Pokemon that's stuck in the same boat as being totally outclassed by these water types. Oh man, another keycard. Are you surprised? It's Team Rocket. But next one would be Psyduck. Anime favorite. You can find it in Route 24, which if you don't remember where that is the Nugget Bridge. That little route where we found Abra. What's really just kind of interesting about Psyduck, and in part Golduck, is everyone thinks it's a Psychic type. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's pure water, don't get confused. And overall, it's average, which isn't really a good thing. It's pure water, so there's no crazy weaknesses that you're getting hit by. I love how this Hypno threatens my whole entire team because it has decent defenses. I'm actually... Holy shit. Oh no, no, no. This can go so bad so quickly. What was that disabled? Sand attack. Actually, I'm just gonna slash anyway. But, Psyduck. Also, another interesting thing about it is that in Pokemon Stadium, you can get one of these with Amnesia. Which, if you don't know what Amnesia is, it's a broken move that basically means 2 Calm Lines in this game. It's really broken. But that's just interesting trivia. Let's fight another trainer and talk about one last Pokemon, and then we'll talk about the rest next time. So in Vermilion City, and north of it, and then on Route 12 where we were at earlier, we have Krabby, which evolves into Kingler. It's a lot like Seaking in the fact that it's a physical water type, and guess what? We're in Gen 1, that means crap. I believe that's the teleport you actually have to take to move forward. But it just doesn't do well here, and for good reason. Physical water types don't work. I think I recommend it over Seaking slightly, just because I prefer Kingler's design, and that's more opinionated. Though in this generation, I believe it actually has both arms like crooked or even. I think it's even. Yeah, that's what it was. And that's about it in the Super Rod front. Or no, that's about it for right now in Super Rod front. I'm gonna finish this trainer and call it a day, but next time we'll be talking about Slowpoke and Shelter, which are viable in every format. They're really good. And we'll also be talking about Jinx the trade. I think I might have mentioned it quite a bit a long time ago in Celadon. I keep calling it Celadon, Cerulean City. So we'll actually get a full discussion, and all 3 of these are viable Pokemon competitive scene, and 2 of them are kind of rough in game, but they kind of do well. So we'll talk about that in the next part. And till then.